Imagine an island shrouded in mist, a lost world where pygmy elephants roamed and giant storks soared through the skies. Now, picture a species of human, barely a meter tall, with feet so large they seem to belong to a fairy tale. This isn't a fantasy novel. This is the incredible true story of Homo floresiensis, the real-life hobbits of Flores, Indonesia. Their discovery completely rewrote what we thought we knew about our own human story, and their disappearance is one of the most haunting mysteries in our evolutionary past. Deep inside the Liang Bua cave on the island of Flores, archaeologists in 2003 unearthed something truly extraordinary. It was a nearly complete skeleton of a tiny adult female. She stood just over 3 feet tall, with a brain no larger than a grapefruit. At first, some scientists were skeptical. Could this be a modern human with a growth disorder, perhaps microcephaly? But as more bones were found, a consistent picture emerged. This was an entirely new species of ancient human, one that had lived in complete isolation for hundreds of thousands of years. They named her Homo floresiensis, the man of Flores, but a much more famous name stuck, the Hobbit. The world of these hobbits was unlike anything on Earth today. They weren't just small. They lived among giants and dwarves. They hunted a species of pygmy elephant called stegodon, which were about the size of a large pig. But they also had to be wary of predators, like giant marabou storks that stood as tall as a man, and the island's most famous resident, the Komodo dragon. For millennia, these tiny humans thrived. They were skilled toolmakers, crafting sophisticated stone points and blades to hunt and butcher their prey. They navigated dense tropical forests, lived in caves, and controlled fire. All of this with a brain 1/3 the size of our own. This fact alone challenges our most basic assumptions about intelligence and what it takes to survive. We often link brain size directly to cognitive ability, but Homo floresiensis proves that there's much more to the story. They were a testament to the incredible adaptability of the human lineage, a successful and resilient branch of our family tree that took a completely different evolutionary path. So where did they come from? The leading theory is that they are descended from a much older, larger human ancestor, likely Homo erectus, who somehow made their way to Flores nearly 1,000,000 years ago. Getting to Flores itself was a feat. It was an island even during the lowest sea levels of the ice ages, meaning their ancestors must have crossed a significant stretch of open water. Did they do it intentionally on rafts, or were they accidentally swept out to sea during a tsunami? We may never know. Once they arrived, something amazing happened, a phenomenon known as island dwarfism. On isolated islands with limited resources and few predators, large animals tend to shrink over many generations. We see it with the pygmy elephants, and it seems the same evolutionary pressure applied to the humans who became Homo floresiensis. Trapped on their island paradise, they became smaller, more efficient survivors. For a long time, the hobbits existed in their own world. But eventually, their isolation came to a dramatic and mysterious end. And this is where the story takes a dark turn. The initial dating of the fossils created a global sensation. Scientists announced that the hobbits had lived until as recently as 12,000 years ago. Think about that for a moment. This would mean they were still alive while modern humans were building the first cities in Mesopotamia and while the last mammoths roamed Siberia. It was a mind-bending idea, a relic of a lost human world surviving almost to the dawn of recorded history. But science is a self-correcting process. Further investigation of the cave revealed a problem. The geology of Liang Bua was complex. Researchers discovered that older layers of sediment containing the hobbit bones had eroded and slumped down into a younger section of the cave. This geological mix-up created the illusion that the hobbits were much more recent than they actually were. New, more rigorous dating methods were applied. The results were just as shocking, but for a different reason. The revised timeline showed that the last known remains of Homo floresiensis date to around 60,000 years ago. And the stone tools they made disappear from the archaeological record just a little later, around 50,000 years ago. Now, why is that date so significant? Because 50,000 years ago is almost exactly when another species of human arrived on the island of Flores, our own ancestors, Homo sapiens. The timing is chillingly precise. For hundreds of thousands of years, the hobbits ruled their island. Then modern humans arrive, and within a geological blink of an eye, the hobbits are gone, forever. This leaves us with the most profound question of all: what happened? Did we kill them? It's a deeply uncomfortable possibility. The arrival of modern humans has often been devastating for native species. We were taller, stronger, and had more advanced projectile weapons. Did we see the hobbits as competitors for the same resources, the same caves, the same animals, the same water sources? Was there direct conflict and violence? Or was our impact more subtle? Perhaps we brought new diseases with us, pathogens that our immune systems could handle, but were deadly to the isolated hobbits, who had no natural defenses. This is a pattern we've seen throughout history when isolated populations meet outsiders. Or maybe just by being more efficient hunters and gatherers, we simply outcompeted them, slowly pushing them to the brink of extinction over generations. The evidence isn't clear enough to say for sure. There are no telltale signs of a massacre, no hobbit bones with spear points embedded in them. All we have is a haunting coincidence of dates. We arrive, they vanish. Their legacy is a fascinating mix of science, mystery, and even a bit of pop culture. The nickname Hobbit was coined by one of the lead discoverers, Mike Morwood. He saw these small people with large feet and was immediately reminded of the characters from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. The name was perfect. It captured the public imagination and made these ancient relatives instantly famous around the world, but it also led to a strange clash. In 2012, the Tolkien estate, which fiercely protects the author's copyright, formally prohibited a scientist from using the word hobbit in the title of a public lecture about the species. So today, they have a dual identity: the official scientific name, Homo floresiensis, and the popular, but technically forbidden, nickname that made them famous. The story of the Flores hobbits is a poignant reminder of how diverse our human family once was. We tend to think of our own evolution as a straight line, leading directly to us, Homo sapiens, as the pinnacle of creation. But the reality was a busy branching tree. For most of our history, multiple species of humans walked the earth at the same time. We shared the planet with Neanderthals in Europe, Denisovans in Asia, and these tiny hobbits on a remote island in Indonesia. Today, only one species remains: us. The hobbits force us to ask some big questions. What does it really mean to be human? Is it about brain size, or is it about culture, tool use, and the ability to survive and adapt? And as we look out at our own world, their story serves as a cautionary tale. It shows how fragile a species can be, and how quickly a unique and ancient lineage can be extinguished when a new, powerful force enters its world. The mystery of their extinction may never be fully solved, but the questions they leave behind will continue to haunt and inspire us for generations to come. They are the lost cousins we never knew we had, a whisper from a forgotten world, reminding us of the complex, and sometimes tragic, journey of humanity. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as I did, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world.